It's YouTube. It's just like, hey. We were talking about.
Can I start?
Okay.
Okay. These are just some of our thoughts on relationship patterns and neurodivergent relationships because my pattern before Andrew was to meet someone and have tons of fire and passion in the beginning and be
Mm-hmm.
really, really excited and be like, oh my God, I think this is my guy.
Tons
And
of
it was
sex,
just like tons of sex and passion and so much fun. And then
romance, excitement.
3 months later, you're falling off a cliff and it just doesn't even work. So
And when we think that that excitement and passion and all that is like a part, like that's an integral part of forming a this cohesive, strong relationship. And that what there might be a little bit of fallacy in that. It's fun.
yeah.
It's like drugs.
So with Andrew, and obviously this was just our experience, but I think if you have a neurodivergent partner and you don't have experience with that, our first year together was actually the hardest. It wasn't exciting and fireworks at all. It was
Yeah.
learning each other, talking about communication, reading books.
Friendship transitioning into
Absolutely. And now
into
we're 3
relationship.
years in and now I'm feeling that spark and fireworks and I'm so excited. So I think I just wanted to talk about this today because I think there's many, many people out there who aren't good at the dating thing and the romance thing,
Mm-hmm.
like Andrew. And I want you to give those people a chance because in the long term, it so doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I used to feel awkward with him quite often because I didn't understand why he would say things or do things. And now, a few years in, we're just more and more comfortable and we're more accepting of each other. And I know a lot of relationships go that way. But for us, that first year was really a struggle. And I almost aborted the mission a couple times because I didn't understand. I took things personally and it was new for me. So if you're struggling in this area, read some books, give it some time because long lasting friendships and partnerships, the romance is like this important. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just really not important long term.
Yeah, it's fun.
Your thoughts?
Oh, that was pretty good. What are my thoughts? There were some things that we talked about last night on the TikTok live. I can't remember. Don't cut this. Just let it go. This is for you too.
We were talking about on our live, we had a couple Aspies join and say that dating
Oh,
made them
oh,
nervous.
okay. I was saying, well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like there are ways to think about this. So I want to bring up some other ways of thinking about this. Like Andrew's bad at dating. Andrew. I mean, I had some fun dating. Like I had the fireworks and excitement thing too, and my own way or whatever. Um, but then like it's fun and it's exciting. And it's wild and if that's what we think is normal or like I guess what I'm trying to say is whatever you think like is orthodox or is the norm and then it's like well I'm not good at that. It's like well you gotta understand probably 60 70 80% of people do follow this normal relationship meta, right, where it's like well I want them to have a couple of these features and I hope the date goes X and then I hope we do Y at the end or maybe this like we have these preconceived ideas and it follows this kind of meta, but like, there's a pretty good chunk of people who like, don't follow the meta for good or for bad. So you gotta like see just like for me. So this is my own biased opinion. I was just open to whatever. I didn't really have a set way things had to go. But I
Expectations.
knew when when Michelle and I first went on a date, the way that she explained how she conducts herself through life by just telling me about like her vacation, stories about her life, the way she said it, I knew like then I'm like I really want to be friends with you and like you're like really cool and I'm not being like like you genuinely seem like an awesome person. So and for like the whole year that we were friends, it's like yeah, Michelle's awesome. Just like yeah, like Michelle's awesome. I don't want to not be friends with her, and I don't usually get that feeling with like people. So and then and you gotta understand like that was just this weird friendship thing. It's like, well, would Michelle and I date? Well, I don't know. She told me that I shouldn't date her. Like, she told me, like, you
I
need to
told
go
him
do
we
your own
were just
thing.
going to be friends.
Right.
He had only been single for 10 months when I met him. He was in a 9-year relationship. And the first day we hung out, first of all, I wasn't looking for anything serious because I was busy competing in martial arts.
I think I got that vibe too.
I had a crush on someone who didn't live where I did at the time. And I just told him that. I was like, you look like you're looking for something serious, and I don't think you should be because you've only been single 10 months.
And I took her advice. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think you're right. I don't think I know what the hell I'm doing.
And I was like, you haven't dated. Like, get out there and date.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
Also, Andrew wasn't my type at all.
Mhm.
And I didn't get romantic feelings. I enjoyed him. I liked talking to him too. At the end of our first date, he was like, you have a really good personality. And we shook hands. And I was like, yeah, if
really
you ever
meant
want
it.
to.
That's the thing. I'm like, I really want to tell her she's awesome. How do I do that? You have an awesome personality.
Yeah. And over the next year.
But I wasn't fucking right. I maybe edit that out. I really meant it.
Over the next year, he dated a few people. He made some mistakes. He learned some lessons.
Oh, yes.
I went to Nepal by myself. I had a heartbreak, and we grew closer. And a year later, it started growing into something more. And it's,
Want to yoga tomorrow? Want to yoga tomorrow?
Yeah, he kept asking me to do yoga because my yoga studio closed, and I was really sad.
We built a fort together too. like I had fun hanging out with Michelle. I had lots of fun, and in my mind, like that's what I mean by being open. Like if you think that love and all this stuff has to follow a certain, it doesn't really. And don't think to yourself like, I don't know. I don't like really telling people what to do.
No, but I just want to say that I was very confused my first 6 months with Andrew because
it's tough. It's tough.
I never felt the need to impress him. I never went out of my way to look good for him or just try to impress him at all. And it didn't really feel romantic. So I was very confused. I was like, is this settling? What does this mean? I'm way too comfortable. And I didn't have that excitement or need to like tell people about it. And yeah, the neurodivergence thing, the first year, it was more of a struggle than I'm used to.
If you don't know, it'll cripple a relationship if you're not aware and patient.
Yeah. So just something to think about. Your pattern can be very slow, or oh my god, it's so exciting.